Hi people, look at this gorgeousness. My shiny, I mean, it's amazing. I love this edition. And yeah, the red and the spray edges, and that's the foil, the embossed foil in the cover. It's an amazing edition. I was doubting if I should get it because I do have the paperbacks, the box set, but I thought, why not, and it's amazing. I'm going to show you a bit how it is inside. And we have this, here is the summary, and here we have this letter by Leigh Bardugo, and it's signed, which is amazing. And then we have the book, and at the ending we have these 5 illustrations, which I love. The no mourners, the funerals quote, and yeah, I don't know how to turn the page. We have Kaz and Iner. We have Nina and Matthias. And we have Jesper and Wylan. And the illustrations are done by Kevin Wada. And obviously we have the no mourners and the funerals quote stamped in here, and it's amazing. And yeah, I was only going to show the book, but yes, I did a review of this book like 2 years ago, but I don't know if I trust myself with that. Because when I read this book the first time, I did rate it like 3.5 or 4 stars, and now I rate it like 5 stars. And I have to say that between the Shadow and Bone trilogy and the King of Scars duology and the duology of the Six of Crows, I have to say that maybe for me, my most beloved work is Six of Crows, because it has lots of potential, it has amazing characters. Kaz is going to be my favorite character of all the Leigh Bardugo universe, and that's because he has this disability, and as a person with disabilities, having this character there, for me it meant a lot, because back then I didn't see that many books with characters that portray chronic illnesses, and people who have chronic illnesses such as myself, we find that empowering. So yeah, that's why I understand that having representation, it's so important in wherever in whatever form it comes, let it be LGBTI+, let it be race, culture, on voices, BIPOC, all of this is very important to have in books. So yeah, I have to say that I completely love, I'm not going to make a review because there is one already on my channel, but I'm going to say that I love that this book has different point of views, that we have the point of view of different characters such as Kaz, Iner, Matthias, Nina, Jesper, because it brings you more awareness of what they are feeling, how are they feeling, and the way in which everything constructs. I love when we have different point of views because it makes the story to have more flesh and to be more fleshed out, and that we can understand better what's going on, and we can relate in different levels to different characters. And as it's obvious, having different point of views also helps us have different point of views upon the story. So yeah, I love that. And I have to say that in this book we have so many of my favorite characters. Nina, it's going to be one of my favorite characters. I love that she appears again in the King of Scars duology, and I love that she's such an amazing character, and that all the things that has happened to her, I'm not going to say anything because maybe you have just read this one and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I love that Leigh Bardugo was very consistent with this character, and everything that she has gone through, everything she has suffered, remains with her, and she has to to learn how to live with different things like loss, being alone, surviving a drug addiction. And I love that this character gets stronger because of that, in the same way that Kaz character does become stronger because he has been broken and he knows what it's like to to have all of yourself blown away and having to put the pieces back together, and then you have to survive in this world. And I love the character of Kaz because of that. And yeah, this is an amazing book, and you have to read it. If you have loved the Shadow and Bone trilogy, this one, it's quite darker, but I love it. Maybe I love it because it's darker and it's like stronger in a way, because I love all these characters who are just survivors. They come from very difficult places, and they are finding their own footing and their own freedom. I love the story of Iner, how she was, I don't love that she was sold as a prostitute, but I love that it makes you think that this is something that it's happening, and the identity things are things that are really happening. And I love that we have this character here that makes you think about this kind of thing, and as I say, representation, and that she finds a way of, you know, of finding her own footing and fighting for herself and just evolving past that. I love Kaz, how he was abused and stripped of everything, and he also got up on his feet and, you know, tried to do better with what he had. When you lose everything, you have to find a way to keep going on. I love Jesper, how he seems to have TDA and he cannot remain quiet, and his father sent him to the university, but, you know, he's like this happy-go-lucky character. But he has problems too. He's addicted to card games and he loses lots of money, and he's still finding himself in this book, and there is many secrets about him that we are going to be finding. And I love how strong a character he is, how he feels, you know, that he has to, I feel that he has to give so much more to the story, and I love him, and I love that he likes guys, and I love the relationship that's going to begin with Wylan, how they began teasing each other, and that's amazing. And Wylan I love too, because he comes from a father who didn't love him and disrespected him, and he decided that was enough, and he, you know, cuts the relationship with his father and just runs away and wants to begin his own life. And he wants to find, at the beginning you see that he's like not meek, but sometimes when the gang says things to him, he chooses not to raise to debate, but he begins changing. And when you get to the end of the book and you understand what has been made to him, you understand why at the beginning he chose not to involve himself in fights, and you say yeah, whatever you say, and you feel for him a lot. And I love that Leigh Bardugo also talks about disabilities in learning and in reading and all of that, because, you know, and yeah, I mean, I love how much representation Leigh always put on her books, and I love that we have all these characters that, despite having had all those hardships, know how to keep on living. And yeah, I was forgetting Nina. It's an amazing Heartrender, but Zoya has always been telling her that she's too low, that she's too much, and it's the way she is. She's very explosive, she's amazing, but she begins to be, you know, like, okay, maybe I'm too much, maybe not, but just being how she is what attracts Matthias to her. And I love how they began to change the optics of the other, and how that relationship between Druskel and Grisha witch makes the other part see things that they weren't expecting to see. I love how Nina wanted to learn about Fjordan costumes, language and everything, so she wouldn't fear them and she will understand them. And I love how Matthias began to open his eyes and see that maybe Grisha are human beings too, you know. And I love how they began to deconstruct all this hatred that has been fed to them, especially to Matthias, and how he begins to see human beings where before he only saw things that had to be eradicated. And as I say, I love that we have all of those things here. And the haste is amazing. Yeah, I say that I didn't want to make another review, but here I am reading the book nevertheless. Yeah, it's an amazing book, and I love that we have this bunch of people who are going to be working together to, you know, there is this scientist who invented something called Jour de Prem, that when you feed it to the Grisha, their powers go like crazy, but they get addicted very badly. And there's these people who pay Kaz this very big amount of money if he is able to bring back this scientist to Kev, and, you know, and this is going to be this big heist in which they have to break this scientist from this inexpugnable prison called the Ice Court. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. I love how smart Kaz is, and yeah, I do recommend this book to you, and I love it. Thank you for watching. Bye.